In the heart of the Fiordland National Park, the largest of New Zealand's national parks, lies the deepest and second longest of the fjords the region is famous for. Doubtful Sound may not be as well known or as accessible as its popular neighbour, Milford Sound, but it is in every way just as spectacular. In this video, we explore the jaw-dropping features of this glacial carved wonder. On our return to Queenstown, we visit a few locations right out of Middle-earth, including an overnight stop at the majestic Mavora Lakes. We take on some of the most iconic scenes from The Lord of the Rings and follow the journey of Sam and Frodo kayaking the reflective waters on our way to Mordor.
No, Sam, I'm going alone. Sure you are, Mr. Frodo, and I'm coming too.
Join us on this epic adventure.
Our journey begins on a late afternoon in March as we undertake a 2-hour drive to Lake Manapouri via the scenic Kingston Road and the Devil's Staircase.
Heading out on a little bit of an adventure right now out of town, making our way down to the Fiordland National Park, where we'll go to Lake Manapouri overnight. We'll be camping down there. Tomorrow we'll make our way out across Lake Manapouri to Doubtful Sound, which is the largest of the fjords in the Fiordland National Park. And then after a full day out exploring Doubtful Sound, we'll be making our way up to Mavora Lakes, which is a big, beautiful lake out here in the Southern Alps. We'll learn a little bit more about that when we get there, and also spot some of the Lord of the Rings filming locations that were filmed up there. What do you think?
Beautiful.
It's a cheeky catchphrase.
I need to think of more adjectives.
It's beautiful. As the sun set on Lake Manapouri, we rested up for the big day ahead. The morning fog is starting to lift down here on Lake Manapouri. We've got the chickie over here sorting out the bed. Oh, it looks good. Cool. We've got that big bottle of water too. This is it. This is us. Ready to go. All right, Chickie, what's our plan today?
So today we're starting here at Lake Manapouri, and we are taking a boat across the lake over to here, where we will take a bus over Wilmot Pass to Doubtful Sound, which is all the way over here and back.
Excellent.
Lake Manapouri, along with the nearby Lake Tiano, were formed during the last ice age between 10 to 20,000 years ago. The valleys were carved out by massive glacial ice sheets to form the basin in which the lake sits. The name Manapouri is Maori for Lake of the Sorrowing Heart. In legend, the lake was formed from the tears of the daughters of a local chief.
The name Manapouri is actually a mistake. The real Maori names for the lake could have included Rotua, which meant rainy lake, and Mataturo, 100 islands. An early surveyor confused Manapouri with another New Zealand lake and mislabeled the lake. The name stuck.
Built in 1971, the Manapouri Power Station is the largest hydroelectric power station in New Zealand, and the second largest in the country.
So Miranda, how was Lake Manapouri?
Insanely beautiful.
Insanely beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
Would you say that it was mystical?
Majestic.
Majestical.
Majestic.
How's the bus ride so far, Cheeky?
Beautiful.
Very informative.
Very informative as well.
What's that over there, Chicky?
Wilmot Pass.
Oh, we're on Wilmot Pass. What's over there?
Doubtful Sound.
Doubtful Sound. Is Doubtful Sound actually a sound?
It's a fjord. So fjords were created through glacial movement,
Yep.
and sounds were forged by rivers.
There you go. So it should be Doubtful Fjord.
After Milford Sound, Doubtful Sound is considered the second most popular tourist destination in the country. This is mainly due to accessibility. With no outside roads connecting to the Wilmot Pass road, a ferry must be taken across Lake Manapouri.
At 40 kilometers, Doubtful Sound is the second longest fjord in the national park, just behind Dusky Sound. It is also the deepest, up to 421 meters deep, and the largest by area.
Fiordland National Park is by far the largest in New Zealand. It occupies the southwestern corner of the South Island. The distinctive fjords that give the national park its name were formed during the last ice age, when gravity forced large glacial ice shelves to carve out deep valleys on their journey to the ocean.
Doubtful Sound is home to an array of native marine life, including bottlenose dolphins, penguins, migrating whales, and a colony of New Zealand fur seals endemic to only New Zealand and the southern coasts of Australia.
Doubtful Sound was originally named by Captain Cook. Back in 1770, he passed by the area and didn't enter the inlet with his ship, as he was uncertain that he'd be able to sail out. He named the fjord Doubtful Harbour because of this.
Doubtful Sound was named Pattaya by the Maori settlers. This translates as the place of silence.
Returning back via Lake Manapouri, we made our way to the overnight campsite at Mavora Lakes, stopping along the way at some Lord of the Rings filming locations.
Alright, so we've just finished up our Doubtful Sound trip and come off Lake Manapouri. We're on our way up to Mavora Lakes, which is where we'll be camping tonight. And Mavora Lakes is famous for being a Lord of the Rings filming location. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get up there. But sticking on the Lord of the Rings theme, we're here on the Waio River, which leads into Lake Manapouri, not too far from the start of the Kepler track. And this river here was used in Fellowship of the Rings as part of the scene of the Anduin River. And there are 4 separate sections for the Anduin River. We have now completed all 4, which is pretty cool. This is used in the opening shot of the Anduin sequence, and it shows the Fellowship on their kayaks or on their canoes making their way down the winding Waio River, shot via a helicopter from above. So we're outside of Manapouri here on the west coast of the South Island of New Zealand, and behind me we have a filming location for Lord of the Rings. Now it's quite subtle, a lot of people would just drive past it and not even realise it was there, but this was used as some of the long shots for the Dead Marshes. Now most of the acting for the Dead Marshes took place inside the studio, but they actually shot a couple of real marshes and wetlands from above via helicopter right here and also in Haast. The Dead Marshes, yes, that is the name. So we've got our own gourmet chef up here. So Chef Chicky, what have we got on today?
We've got kumara hash browns and veggie burger patties. And we'll be having them on a wrap with tomato, spinach, and eggs.
We've got a couple of little South Island grey robins. There's one over here as well.
Quick, Frodo,
He's not coming, Pip. What do you mean? He's leaving.
No! Hey! Over here!
So we've just spent the night up here at the Upper Mavora Lakes, and this area was used in Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring, and this is known as the Parting of the Fellowship. This is where Sam and Frodo leave the Fellowship. You might remember Frodo here on these banks, sort of considering the path ahead, listening to Gandalf's words in his head, before heading out into the beautiful lake out there. Now, when Sean Astin actually ran into this water, that's the actor that portrayed Sam, one of the takes, he actually trod on a big piece of glass and had to get helicoptered out of here to a nearby hospital. That was all filming down here at the Mavora Lakes.
Mr. Frodo!
No, Sam, I'm going alone.
Sure you are, Mr. Frodo! And I'm coming too!
Sam, you can't swim. Sam!
That's it.
Tomorrow. Gandalf said, don't leave him Samwise Gamgee, and I don't mean to, Mr. Frodo.
So this location here was used in the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, where Legolas, Aragorn and Gimli, they find the pile of burnt orcs right here, the Urukai, and Aragorn screams and kicks the helmet below. When he does so, he actually breaks two toes, Viggo Mortensen, in doing so, and the take was so good that Peter Jackson actually kept it in the scene. So what you actually see in the scene is Viggo Mortensen breaking two toes. Nearby from here, we have where Gandalf comes out of Fenghorn Forest and whistles to Shadowfax, and that's all in this area here.
Fenghorn Forest. What madness drove them there?
So where Gandalf whistles to Shadowfax is just over here, and they actually flipped these mountains here, or they flipped the scene to make it look like he's coming out the same side. At Global Travel Stories, we value your feedback. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button to follow our upcoming adventures.